Hey guys, I am Adam. Welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. So this is going to be my Hank Aaron rookie card journey mixed in with some of my collecting thoughts. So while I share those, let me get you looking at a couple of cards here. So I don't have a lot of Hank Aaron cards. I only have a few, but these are a couple. Here's one on the left from 1960. The 1960 Topps Hank Aaron All-Star. This is my only card from this All-Star set, but I just absolutely love this set. I think these cards are just, amazing. Really have kind of a nice 3D effect. Just kind of clean and simple, but to me, just a really powerful design. This one's a 4. I'm not sure exactly why. It's really got super sweet eye appeal for a 4. So super stoked to have that one. I've had that one for a while. And then, so that's, of course, a Hank Aaron card from the 60s. On the right, we have one from the 70s. This is my only 1971 Topps card, but I just love it. And this is in a 6.5. Seems really nice to me. But 6.5 is a high grade, at least for vintage, in my mind anyway. So, I suspect that this card is appropriately graded. Heck, maybe the one on the left is appropriately graded as well. But, looking at it in the light, different angles, yada, yada, I'm really not sure why it's not at least somewhat higher. But, hey, that for us collectors is great news because we can, pick up cards in lesser grades with just amazing eye appeal. So let me tell you about my Hank Aaron rookie card journey. So back in, I think it was October of 2021, I was looking for a Hank Aaron rookie card. And, it was just a good time for me to sell some coins. I may have had a few cards from the past to sell as well. I had mentioned selling, a few Shaq cards, and I did have some other cards as well. So I thought, it just makes sense to go after one of the big cards while I have the opportunity to do it because, while I have basically access to those funds. So I saw a PSA 1 that I really liked from a seller in Canada, but he wanted literally twice as much as it was worth, but it was just so gorgeous for a PSA 1. And I'll go ahead and put some images into this video to give you a sense. But, twice what it was worth, even if you factor in a premium for the fact that it had such great eye appeal for the grade, he was just asking way, way too much. Well, but it was a best offer, so I made him an offer, and he didn't come down much, or maybe he ignored my offer. I asked him why the card was graded a 1, and he really didn't tell me. He just said it should be at least a 2.5. Well, eventually, he got more motivated as a seller, and he brought the price down, but it was still, a lot more than the card was worth. I made him an offer that was on the high end of comps because I was willing to pay a premium. And so I got the card on the high end of comps, and then, it came in the mail and I checked it out. And the eye appeal was just gorgeous. However, if you turned it at an angle, you could tell that it was just really warped, like several waves to it, like maybe 3 or 4 waves. And but if you looked at it straight on, it really looked like a mid-grade card or maybe a 4. So I kind of tried to make my peace with that card, but in the end, that warping was really, really bothering me. And I finally came to the conclusion, I just don't really care for this card, which I did not want to come to that conclusion because, frankly, I don't like dealing with higher value cards. I'm much more comfortable, buying cards in the price range of these two that I'm showing. But I ultimately realized that I just don't really care for this card. And my own personal collecting style, if I don't care for a card, even if it's Hank Aaron's rookie card, it's going and I'm going to get something that I care for. So I put it up. I knew it had great eye appeal. So I think it was a little after Christmas. I put it up with a fairly high buy it now or best offer. And the markets came down since I bought, my PSA 1 Hank Aaron in October of 2021. But nonetheless, I was able to get a solid premium for this card because it does have, the PSA 1 had fantastic eye appeal. And the buyer, he asked me, he said, hey, these pictures look great. Every time someone would ask me, wow, this card looks like a much higher grade. What's wrong with it? I would tell them, I had my spiel all typed out. I would tell them exactly, when you look at it at an angle, it's warped, has some tiny spider wrinkles. They don't really bother me. But, I gave them a detailed description. I wanted them to know, what they were getting into if they went that route. Well, ultimately, came to agreement on a price, so I got a nice premium for it. Strong premium for it, actually, but the buyer knew what he was getting. He was happy. He got the card. He's stoked, so that's all good. So now I had this chunk of change, and it's like, do I go after another Hank Aaron rookie card? And I wasn't necessarily, the deal is to get one that I would like, I'd probably have to go, beyond a PSA 1, maybe into the 3 range or something. And even then I'm pretty picky and selective. So I thought, that's just really more money. The money I got from the PSA 1, I could sell a few coins to bridge the gap, but, I'll just be stretching it too far. Well, recently a PSA 2.5 came up, and I thought, wow, that card just looks absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, okay, maybe I should go after it. PSA 2.5 Hank Aaron rookie card, but it's like, yeah, but, then I'm going to have to sell a few coins, and, I have this chunk of change from my Hank Aaron PSA 1 sale, but do I want to, spend that all on one big purchase? And I was really wrestling with, hey, if you can get a Grail card, go for it, versus you can get a whole lot of nice cards, when you've got a good chunk of change available. So I called up Dylan, Double D Vintage Baseball Cards, or actually, I had texted him, and ultimately he called me, and I hope I'm sure he's okay with me saying this, and I just wanted to kind of share with him, kind of what I was wrestling with there. And before I could even finish my question, he's like, you need a Hank Aaron rookie card. You had one, you need to get another one. You're going to regret it if you don't. Just like, very confident, very, kind, but like direct. And, maybe that's what I needed to hear. So I said, okay, I'm going to bid strong on this 2.5. And I won it, and it came in the mail today. And I tell you, I have inspected it, in different lightings at different angles, with magnification, without magnification. And I just think it's really super sweet for the grade. So if you've made it this far, let's take a look at this beauty. To me, this card is just absolutely magnificent. I really think they could have given it a 4. Again, I've inspected it at angles. It doesn't have any creases. It has like this kind of light bend, but it seems pretty trivial to me. It seems like kind of on this side here, just sort of this light little bend, but again, super hard to notice. And even then, it's pretty darn trivial. Like I think a lot of people would say, what are you talking about, Adam? I don't even see it type trivial. So I'm just grasping for something. But I really think this card could easily be a 4 or a 4.5 on another day. But, that's not what I'm excited about, the idea that it could be a 4 on another day. What I'm excited about is that it's a Hank Aaron rookie. It's absolutely gorgeous. The colors are fresh. It has a little corner wear, but the cardstock is clean, and the centering is wonderful, front and back. The registration is solid. Well, the registration is awesome. This card is just blowing me away. So what is my collecting plan in the future? Well, I think for 2023, I'm not somebody who puts out a lot of goals. I have ideas in mind, but I like to, kind of have a Zen approach and remain ultimately flexible to the possibilities that come up. It's as simple as, finding cards I like, and, when a card comes up that I'm stoked about, I'm learning over time, trying to obtain it. And, 6 months down the road after that, if I'm still stoked about it, then it's probably staying in my collection long term. If I'm not as stoked, then, maybe it's getting sold or traded for something that I'm stoked about. And, cards that I'm stoked about don't have to be Grail cards. The 3 cards up here, I'm stoked about all 3 of these cards. I just really love them. And the 60 Topps All-Star, I didn't pay that much for. I think I got a great deal on it. So, yeah, that's my basic collecting plan for this year. I could see myself collecting less expensive, definitely less expensive cards than this, that's for sure, like a lot less expensive, just because, that's more my comfort level. And I will admit, I've been trying to chase some of these big cards, and I'm kind of tired of that, and tired of stretching for big cards. But who knows? What happens if I stretch for a big card in a couple months? You can all kind of chuckle and say, yeah, right, Adam. Sure, whatever. Thank you, everyone, for sharing in my joy. This card has got me on Cloud Gem Mint 10 again after my 48-49 Leaf Ted Williams, and then the 48-49 Leaf Stan Musial. I don't know. I may never get off Cloud Gem Mint 10 again. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary.